talk to you. Oh, yeah, forgot that. Well, this garden here, as you see, my garden is a garden that's going out like a river flowing out of a mountain. There's never a day here when it's pretty. People come in here, and I represent other artists here. I put other people's articles in here. And daily, they go out. They go out on slideshows. They go out to big universities. They go out on videotape. They go out on movies. They go out on family pictures. And there's people constantly every week, all day long. Somebody coming here and taking pictures out. So a lot of the artists that I have here that put a piece of their art in here, they dedicate it to this place, and it's kind of a memorial of the work. I had a colored friend down in Georgia here a while back. He brought $150 carving here. He hung it on the wall proudly and donated it to the museum here. And a fellow from New York come here, and he walked up and he said, "Howard, I like that carving." I says, "Well, there's a man's card on it and the address." And I says, "Right there's a phone." So he just picked the phone up and called the man and bought 2 pieces of art. So he's known in New York now. If you get 1 piece of art in New York, which he got 2 pieces in New York, then you're represented in New York. And we have a lot of good Georgia artists that just need to be known, you know. And that's what I do here. And we're building a new gallery here to put people's work in. I also represent the invention of mankind. And also, you see what man has invented, like these old beds over here. You don't see them no more. Wagon hubs, buggy hubs, all kinds of tools. And we have canned fruit here, around 30 years old, to show our students how we used to live. We used to can our fruit. We used to dry our beans. We used to raise our pork. We raised everything. All we had to buy just a little coffee and flour, you know, and we took the flour sacks and made diapers and clothes out of them. I remember wearing a flour sack gown before this time I walked. And I try to keep the people, the young students, the place I work, to let them know how we used to live, so they'll be prouder of what they done here. We're living in a land of milk and honey now. That is, I've been to Miami. I've been all across the United States. I flew everything in the air. I drawed art on nearly every craft that I flew on. And I've been flying all over the place, from Los Angeles to everywhere, and get a picture in the cockpit, you know, on the craft to show my grandson. But since our plane is getting a little ragged and all, I quit flying for a while. I get some new planes, I might start back. And I have a great time in shows like Boulder, Colorado University, Richmond, Virginia University, Miami University, State University in California. And then I put people's poetry in here, and I put their art in here. And I have some old people that got too old to get out anymore. They write beautiful pieces just to leave behind here for people to take photographs of and people to look at. And a lot of folks that come here, they get a close-up on a poem, you know. They can take it out on a picture and they can read it. They'll put music to it or whatever they want to do. And so it's been a wonderful work here. I've been inspired of God to carry on this work. And as I often said on one of the little pamphlets I'm giving out here today, this is a wonderful workshop. Paradise Garden is a wonderful workshop for pastors and lay members. When you come by here and you're a pastor, you know, back when I pastored churches about 40 years, a lot of times I'd look back at my congregation to see if there's any sinners there. Because that's what God sent me here, for the sinners, because I was a sinner one time. All of our preachers were sinners one time. And every Christian was sinners one time. As Jesus said, I didn't come to call the righteous, he says, I come to call the sinners. The sinner is my greatest subject, and I have a lot of good sinner friends. I have infidel friends. I have Buddha friends. I have all kinds of friends in the world because I don't condemn people for what they are. I appreciate people for what they are. And I always tell them what way I am, too. So you can look at me, you know, and the bunch and see which one they want to follow, me or that and or anything. But any of them you follow, you have to follow Jesus, you know. But anyhow, I appreciate the garden. It is inspired of God for me to build a garden. And so we hope and trust in the future we can have houses here to store chairs, have weekend revivals, have prayer meetings here, have socials here, and different things. People want to come to Paradise Garden. Everything seems to enjoy this garden. We got it started out here. The dogs come here. These dogs that's here today, I don't know, some of them come from Atlanta and all around. The dogs seem to be very happy here. And the cats, we have cats come in here, strange cats. They like the garden just like y'all do. Somewhere they come here. Anytime you come down here, you might see a cat. You don't know where it comes from and all. And everything seems to like the garden. And I enjoy the garden myself, but where you work in the garden for 24 years, building it down on your knees and in the mud half of the time and everything else. And when we started this garden, it was a lake here in the 1800s. Doctors come here on rowboats and hunted ducks. And it's just filled in and filled in. And when I got here, this 24 years I've been here, I filled it in. You had to have boots to come across this place when I come here. And this is what they call a wasteland. And it was like a dump here. People throwed stuff all in here. It took me 7 years to get this all cleaned up and fill up the trenches and the holes. We killed 100 snakes the first year. And I hated to kill them little snakes. You know, I hate to kill anything. The people's afraid of them, you know. It's either helping snakes or helping people. So I'm trying to get rid of the snakes before the people come in. And